There's there's something I heard I want to share with you guys. It's really cool. It says, I don't even know who said this. This is some type of saying somebody came up with, but it's really good. It says, the man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. I'm going to say it again. The man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. So think about it, right? It's more about enjoying the journey. You know, we all have goals and things that we'd like to achieve, right? We have that end result in mind. But the way you're going to profit yourself the most and actually have the best chance, if you want to say chance, of reaching your goal is learning how to enjoy the journey. If you think about it, you know, when I read that and I was just starting to think, I was thinking about different things, and I was just thinking about how much I've come to enjoy the process of what's going on in my life. Even when I'm making my shakes for my fitness stuff, you know, like I'm making the shakes, like I find passion in doing it, right? Because I've learned that if I can enjoy the small things, it's going to actually take me closer to the big thing, right? So a lot of the stuff with this job can get kind of redundant, right? It can get kind of overplayed. Some of you guys, especially some of y'all that have been here for a while, right? Jess and I was reflecting on it because a lot of you guys might not know this because I've told you, some of you guys have been around for a little while and you know more about Jess than others. And I've told everybody about her at some point. But she was my first agent, right? The first agent on the squad. Okay, so, and we started in our condo, and she used to knock on the door and give me her spiel, you know, hey, I'm here with the Lifeline Affordability, and I shut the door and be like, try again. And so that's how we started. She had never done any type of sales or anything like that. And you got to keep in mind, myself, I've you know, led teams. I've, you know, been in sales my entire life, you know, and for whatever reason, God had taken me out of that. And I basically thought, I'm not going to be in business like that anymore. And I'm just going to concentrate on ministry. And it seems like everything I surrender to God, he brings back into my life in some way. So I surrendered money and business. And then next thing you know, years later, I'm in money and business. So I think it's a hard condition, but that's another story. But yeah, so Jess and I was like the perfect team, you know, so and another good reason we were a really good team is because she listened to me. Literally, like I was like, that's going to be huge, right? So she respects my leadership in our relationship, right? We have biblical principles, like we believe that the man's supposed to lead the household and stuff like that a lot of people don't believe anymore, but we do. And so we have a great relationship in that way. And I feel like I'm supposed to honor my wife and treat her, you know, lovingly and do for her before myself, and like just a lot of biblical things that I live by. And but she listens to me is the point. So it was really easy to train her because when I would say something, she would actually go do it. So she was one of the people that really succeeded, probably better than anybody I've ever trained, because she listened better than anybody I've ever trained. Like if I'd say, hey, you should do this or you should do this, she would do it exactly the way I told her to do it. And then it would work. And she'd be like, wow, it works. I'd be like, see, I told you. And that just kept happening over and over again. And she became really good at the job. Another thing about my wife is she's very honest. She doesn't lie. She doesn't steal. She doesn't cheat, right? So you got to think, as a first agent, that was a great start, right? I don't have to worry about her doing things that are against the rules. I don't have to worry about her doing things that are going to get us, you know, shut down, any of that stuff. So it was a great start, right? But we were talking about it. She's like, I don't think people really get everything that I went through, you know, and she did. She went through quite a bit of stuff. There was one time where I basically fired her. One time she was just trying to give up, right? I was like, well, I'm going to keep going. If you ain't, just give me your badge, right? Or something like that. I think I was a little bit meaner than that, but whatever it was, right? whatever it was, she chose to go ahead and keep the job, right? She wanted to stick with me. She's like, nah. I was like, look, you can do whatever you want. You're a free woman. But if you're going to have, if you're going to give up, you're not going to be able to keep up with this. And so there was a time like that, right? Where she had to make that hardcore decision. And there was many times where she felt defeated and wanted to give up because it was so hard, right? And there's many times that I had to say, babe, don't give up. Don't give up. Like, you got this, right? Like, look how far you came. Look at how much you put into this. Like, something's gonna come. Something's gonna happen, And, why don't you tell the story, Jess? Come here. Why don't you say what you were telling me? Here you go.
Go Jess, baby!
Whatever we talked about.
Everything.
Well, say what you feel.
I guess we were just reflecting on
I think it's total fair.
where we are now and where we started, and yeah, I guess after it's been 3 years, almost 3 years. I think some of you guys maybe don't realize that we were in your shoes, and it's hard sometimes. Like, there's times I remember wanting to give up. Like, this is just too hard. Like, I haven't gotten a sale. I ran 17 people, and none of them qualify. Or
It's hot outside.
and it's hot.
I'm pregnant.
And I was 8 months pregnant. Like, I wasn't always pregnant, obviously.
Yeah,
But that's a big part of my story because during my pregnancy with Judah, I was out there on in the field.
All the way till she had pretty much.
Till
All the way through the summer.
Thank you. Anyway, but anyway, it's just like when people maybe go to give up a little bit, I'm like, gosh, like if they could only see the vision and what's coming, because there were a lot of times I didn't see it, and he was like, just keep going. I promise you, it's gonna pan out. And obviously, I didn't give up because I kind of had to keep going with you. But I'm so happy I did, because I look at where we're at now, and it's just amazing to see in just a few years that we started out. I mean, sometimes it was like we had to go out there and make our rent. I mean, we're out there getting our sales so we could pay our rent that month. I mean, it's, real talk. And now we don't struggle with that. And it's because we kept pushing and growing, and everyone has that opportunity. So I don't know, I guess I just want people to realize, like, we went through that too. And if you just keep pushing, there's light in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Woo!
So the point is enjoying the journey, guys. So, we became very passionate about what we do, and the passion that we have now is the same passion we had when we were on the field. We would get up and get out on the field, and we really was passionate about what we were doing throughout the day. We really enjoyed what we were doing, right? We kept sight of the vision. We enjoyed helping people. We took pride in the way that we did everything, the way that we put up our tents, right? The way we interacted with people, the value that we got out of each day. Listen, you guys, we used to drive here every day to Phoenix from Prescott, so an hour-and-a-half drive. So we drive here. I used to do my meetings in the parking lots. So we would have a meeting in a parking lot, and we would collect the inventory from the day before and then give out new inventory for today, every single day. And so, but anyways, the story is that we were very passionate about what we did, right? And listen, this is the other thing that I want you guys to know. Like, there was so many times that we were challenged on the situation we were in, such as changes with the ETCs, right? We faced all the types of challenges, except it was different because we didn't have this many people then. We only had a few people, right? And we had to face all the challenges that you could possibly face. And there was many times where we were challenged and we had to either keep going or give up, right? And when I look back, I'm like, dang, there's a big part of enjoying what you do, because if you're not enjoying what you do, then when the challenging times come, you're more likely to give up. You understand what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that's helped this office to be so amazing, is because we have people that are passionate about what they're doing.